couple with a brick, brew and a friend, bleed orange and blue to the bitter end. Come and join us, DNVR. We are DNVR.
We are DNVR. We are live from Studio A here at the DNVR bar, and the A stands for
Avalanche.
I like that. The A stands for Avs, baby. What a win last night. What a crazy game.
Yeah.
Like, you in the playoffs, you expect to get goalied once in a while, right? The other guy just stands on his head. There's nothing you could do. The fact that the Avs were able to win while that happened to them, damn near 50 saves, was that felt good.
And by what, a third string goalie too?
Yep.
Which is even crazier to that addition.
It is, and like I was never really all that stressed, just because I feel like I trust this team. But there is a world where you're like, man, you lose that one, somehow he gets crazy hot, he stays that,
Yeah.
So that felt good. That felt really
well,
good.
and I mean, and you lose that one. Okay, now the regular season of losing 3 of 4 starts to come in a little bit, but now, I mean, now you've won in the blowout fashion, and you've won in the overtime, scrappy defensive game. Now you feel great.
You do feel great, and we feel great because it's Friday. And we feel great that we are presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. So check out our friends over at DraftKings Sportsbook. 5 to win 150 in free bets when you sign up over at DraftKings Sportsbook. And the best part is you bet 5. Doesn't even matter if you win or lose. Just pick an NBA money line, and all you got to do is play, and they'll hook you up with $150 in free bets. So check out our friends over at DraftKings.
My boys, guys, it feels great. Like you said, Ryan, I'm feeling the Friday vibes to an extreme right now.
Yeah, it feels great, and we were thinking like, all right, we're gonna do a Friday show. Let's bring some Friday fun to it. So I came up with the Our Guys draft, which just means you take these guys, you put them on, you say like, these are my guys. And when they do good things during the season, you get to say that's one of my guys. So all Broncos are available except Russell Wilson, because we are going to have people vote on who their favorite team is at the end of this, and we know whoever would have gotten Russ would have won.
And he's probably going to do more good things than anyone else. That's just the nature of not the quarterback position, but a good quarterback.
The question is, Zach, are you going to choose your guys? Or are you going to choose the people, the ones who you think are the people's guys?
Now, I think actually in this draft, it will cross over, so we don't have to worry about that too much. But I think there's going to be a little bit of that in here, but not to the extreme that it's been in the past.
Fan service,
where
Zach.
I dominate you guys essentially.
That should, I mean, the crazy part is you pandered that whole draft and you still didn't dominate me.
I won though.
You did
I
win
won
by
undefeated,
1%,
baby. Me and Guess are undefeated.
I actually consider that one a win for myself. So
wow, scoreboard.
It's disputed. It's a disputed result.
Man, you're kind of where the Broncos have been these past 5 years, where like getting close to 500 is a win in your eyes.
No, it's more like the teams. There's like a couple teams who claim they have national titles, even though like the NCAA doesn't recognize it that way.
Oh, so you're UCF.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you UCF because no one outside of UCF thinks they're national champions.
Except UCF feels good about
the
it.
Collie Matrix. They found one computer ranking that had them number 1, the Collie Matrix.
Let's go.
And like that's cauliflower?
COLLEY.
Okay.
And so that's what they lean on. That's what they say. Even though they signed up to be part of a Power 5 group of 5 system that denotes a national champion, and they weren't it. They willingly signed up for that. That system.
Yep. They didn't get a fair shot at winning.
They should have, but it's the system that they joined, so there is at least tacit approval of it.
I promise you this: if I was a UCF fan, I would wear that shirt.
Oh
proudly.
my! Are you kidding me? Absolutely! You're not the people's champ. You're your own champ.
Exactly. That's all that matters. As long as you can sleep well at night, knowing that you're the champ.
What you need is one of those shirt, like a shirt says national champions, and then kind of like what we've seen on some schools when it's like, oh, like we've had this many picks, and then you see in the fine print below, among schools that won 6 or fewer games over the course of the last 3 years or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. Check the fine print.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't really think you can pander this one because it's all just Broncos. Everyone likes the Broncos. It's more about just like picking guys that you like, picking guys that the fans like, and putting together a nice little team here.
So is this different than just picking the best players? Isn't this what that would kind of be?
I don't know. It's like, do you want that? Do you? Yeah, in some ways, yes.
Yeah.
But like, it's also about like swagger and stuff like that.
Okay, swagger. I love it. Guys, there's never been a draft where I've wanted the first pick more than this draft. And I know Russell Wilson is off the board.
I feel the same way.
Mace, do you feel the same way?
Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be.
All right.
Okay, so not really.
So how are we going to determine this?
Mace, are you okay with not having the first pick?
No.
Oh, so he
You're
wants
not
the
okay.
first.
He wants the first pick.
No,
okay.
I don't think I've had the first pick all spring.
Okay, how about we do this? Yeah, a number between 1 and 10, Allie.
No, I would just say 1 and 3.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess then
1 and 3 means
do
that
1 and 100.
you have somebody who's left with the leftover.
Sure.
It's kind of like a coin toss.
What 1 and 100, Allie? Think of a number. Okay. Don't tell us. Okay, Mace, what do you think?
75.
No. Ryan?
You don't say no, but it's okay. It does. It's
I guess
gonna
I
end
didn't
up,
win.
It's gonna end up whoever's closest to the pin. I will go 11.
I'll go 12.
Okay, so I think Zach's the closest.
What is
You
the
can
number?
tell us.
22.
Let's
Okay.
go. Let's go.
Yep.
Okay, sweet. And so I get the first pick.
And then I would get the second.
Right. And then Mason. But we're doing
That's a crock. I'm sorry.
We're doing a snake draft though. So you will
Yeah.
get 3 and 4.
Yeah.
But guys, and
Sorry,
Allie, that was actually
Not 72.
Allie, that's what that actually, it's perfect because of course my number in college 22, I should have known, should have gone with that.
11's actually my favorite number.
Oh, okay. There.
Ryan was cheating.
Well,
that's my
smart.
favorite number. I wasn't cheating. I was picking my favorite
See,
number.
so both of you are big Josh Johnson fans.
No,
you should have
Nick
to pick
Benito.
Josh
Nick
Johnson.
Benito. You think he's gonna get that number?
I hope so.
How much does a rookie have to pay?
I don't think he should pay. I think someone should go into Josh Johnson's locker, take the 11 out, put a new number in there.
Look, when
and-
you've survived and you're still playing 14 years plus after you're drafted, and you've gone through the XFL and you've gone through the AAF, you don't have to give up your number to anybody. Period.
I think that
You've paid your dues.
I don't think he. Well, no, you
fair.
do.
No, you don't.
When you're the backup quarterback, you just don't have any pull. Sorry.
And
No respect for all the years he's put in.
It just
no
doesn't
respect
matter.
for all the work.
If all goes
Yeah.
well, no one will ever even see your jersey on the field.
he should be number 15, not in honor of the great Tim Tebow, but in honor of how many teams he's played with. This is his 15th team.
Are you counting the XFL and the AAF? And
Sure.
The UFL?
Isn't it around 15? Isn't it like 15?
I think it's more than. I think it is.
Oh my
In
gosh.
the NFL, I think it might be more than that, but I think if you include other pro leagues, it is more than
So
that.
like 17 or 18?
Yeah.
That's what he
So
should
as
do.
long as we keep it under 20, we're good.
Yeah, exactly. And so also why number 2 and 22 is the perfect one is with my first pick in the draft. I'm going with the guy that I picked. We did a similar draft last year on 3 Ring Circus. I picked this guy in the first round thinking it was a little bit of a stretch, and boy, did it look good. I'm going with number 2, Pat Surtain, and it's so fitting because Russ is number 1, not actually, but he's number 1 on this, would be Pat Surtain, number 2.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I agree. He has it all. He's got the play. He's got the swagger.
Yeah.
He looks the best of anyone on the field in terms of like the way that he decks himself out game to game.
Which is big in your eyes.
It's huge in my eyes. He's got a great number,
Yeah.
a good name.
Yeah.
It's
A good lineage.
All right. In terms of like my guys, he's a perfect pick.
Well, thank you. And he's number 2, Pat Surtain the second. So 2 just works in every way here. And guys, K1 Williams. We talked to him this week, and this is a veteran that's been in the league a long time, been around a lot of different players, came from a different team. He said about Pat Surtain this week, it's just a joy to watch him work. This is a vet saying it's a joy to watch a second-year guy work. We're getting into the territory where guys are just going to start calling him the best corner in the game, and we already had Justin Simmons say he's a top 5 corner.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty awesome, especially, and I've talked about this before, but the expectations on him were, I would say, ridiculously high. Mm-hmm. And he met him and exceeded him.
Already.
Already.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, and obviously you got to back it up and you got to do it again, and there's more tape on you, and if you do have weaknesses, someone's going to have figured it out. But I think that he's going to be here for a very long time, and we're going to hear his name called very few times, and that's just like basically 10 years of we talk about Pat Surtain here. They rarely talk about him on the game.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. And that's where you know you have a great cornerback.
Absolutely. All right.
With the true number 2 pick.
Pick number two. I'm down to 2 here.
Okay. Very fitting. 2 is the magic number of today.
Yep. And I'm just going to pick the guy who is more my kind of guy, my style of player. He's got a little nasty. He's got a good nickname. He's got the Mike Myers thigh pads.
Yep.
That's my kind of thing. I'm going with Pookie Williams with the number 2 pick. It's funny going back-to-back sophomores here, which what a feather in the cap of the George Payton era, I would say. It feels like almost every move he's done has been a good one. So I'll go Javonte, and I feel really good about it.
It's a great pick, and beating this into the ground, and maybe the last time I can do this. Also a 2nd-round pick, so number 2 right there.
There you go. I'm super excited for what year 2 of Javonte looks like, and I think that the fact that they're going to be able to pass to set up the run now is going to be transformational for just the Broncos' run game in general, and even Russ is kind of interesting. Like, they still wanted to run to set up the pass in Seattle like so badly, and it never made any sense. So even for him, I think it's going to be huge, and we'll see these Broncos running backs, I think, look better than really anyone other than Marshawn has with him in Seattle.
We could see some beast mode runs out of Javonte, though. I mean, that's the type of player he is, just trucking people.
Yep, and you're going to have to get light because the Broncos are going to spread you out a little bit, and we'll see what happens.
Mace?
Justin Simmons.
Yep.
I was
very, very
I was
good pick.
hoping you wouldn't take him.
Yeah.
No offense to Javonte Williams, but to me, like, there's a clear top 2, and it's Surtain and Simmons.
It's hard to argue that.
Yeah. I mean, Javonte Williams didn't even start most of last year. Yeah.
But he's my guy.
Yeah, that's fine.
And he honestly, I mean, this year, I'm more excited with Melvin Gordon coming back this year. I'm excited what that means for Javonte's career in terms of staying fresh. I think George Payton's going to do a really good job focusing on Javonte Williams having a longer career and getting him good backups. Now, I think after this year, I think the workload's going to be split not as evenly as it's going to be last year and this year. But I'm excited for what Javonte can do in his career. But when you talk about career, at least of these 3 guys, Justin Simmons has the best career so far.
Yeah, and the next guy who probably tops in terms of career accomplishment, and also the guy who scores touchdowns, Melvin Gordon. That's my 2nd-round pick.
Okay. I like that.
I mean, Javonte breaks tackles. He's got the thigh pads. Melvin Gordon's got the better vision, leadership in the locker room, and he scores touchdowns.
Yes, and you shouldn't worry about this because this is your guy, but the fans aren't going to like that pick.
Yeah, I think it's kind of
I'm used to
polarizing.
being out of step with people. I'm leaning into being completely out of step here.
All right. This is an interesting choice here. But again, I'm just going to go with the guy who's more my style. A little more chirpy.
Okay.
Little more chip on the shoulder. Little more one for the diehards, you know.
Okay.
Like, I'm about the guys who maybe they might not be the highest pick on someone's fantasy team, but like if you say this guy's one of your guys, people are like, oh, you get it.
What Ryan's saying right now is he's about to make a bad pick. He's preparing you for it.
I'm going to pick a guy with lesser stats and more juice. I don't know.
Okay.
Tim Patrick.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to go a different direction with that, but yeah. And I actually think he's a guy that Broncos fans absolutely love.
Exactly.
But you're right. The stats wouldn't say that he's the 5th or 6th best player on the team. So I like that pick, and I'm going to go with the guy that has better stats, that getting paid more money. I am going to go with Courtland Sutton. Curious to where Jerry Jeudy goes in this draft. Do I go with him right now? And when you look around this team, man, I've got to do it. Jerry Jeudy going off the board. So 3 receivers taken in a row. Maybe Mace will get KJ Hamler at some point.
Probably not. Did you say that Courtland Sutton had better stats than Tim Patrick?
Yes.
Didn't Tim Patrick have more than twice as many touchdowns last year?
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking
Career. Okay, that's fair.
And yeah, I guess I wasn't thinking touchdowns. I was thinking catches and yards. But interesting point. How
Yeah.
many did he have?
Courtland had 2. Courtland had 2. Tim Patrick had 5. Because it's a story
so bad.
that the
5
three
for
of the
Tim's
top
pretty
3
good.
receivers combined for just wide receivers combined for just 7 touchdowns.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I mean
Brutal.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious if there's kind of a big drop off.
Nope.
Okay.
This guy, I love the team that I'm putting together here. This guy is a perfect fit for our culture here in column number 2. A lot of dog in him. He can talk the talk. He can walk the walk. He can pop the pop. Hardest hitter on the team. And my favorite of the 2 safeties, Kareem Jackson.
And he can do it on social media as well.
Yes, he can.
Yeah, I mean, you're putting together a gritty team.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, Kareem Jackson, former first-round pick. Javonte Williams, former second-round pick. Tim Patrick, he got the undrafted. So in terms of chip on the shoulder, not necessarily that. But
Sure, you wouldn't know by watching him on the field.
no, it's very true. It's true. But in terms of like being able to truly have a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think the chip on his shoulder is that the Broncos have let him hit free agency back-to-back years.
Very true. And cut his pay in half both times.
Yep. Look at those guys, though, man. Those are dogs.
They are dogs, yep.
Yep. Third round pick DJ Jones.
I like that. I like
yeah,
that.
Really
You know what's
good.
funny about
Yeah.
DJ Jones is I still feel like 95% of Broncos fans have never even noticed him play a snap.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah?
everyone's watched a 49ers game.
Yep.
But basically everyone loves DJ Jones already, and it's just off of what people are saying about
It's
him.
the cliche that he does the things that don't show up.
Right. And I'm
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
I know there are a lot of Broncos fans out there who when the team makes a move, they go watch film on him and they, they want to make it. But like most people aren't doing that, and I don't blame them for that. I just think it's awesome that like DJ Jones is a fan favorite. Most people haven't actually watched him play.
100%. And also, when you talk about some guys go and watch film on him, probably 95% of people that go and, quote, watch film, especially on a defensive tackle, they're watching highlights.
Yeah.
I mean, people aren't watching him, plug a gap,
Yeah, they're
over
not
and
watching him
over
get
again.
washed out in his own
Right,
run and-
Right, exactly.
And 4th round pick Josie Jewell.
Yep.
Okay.
Really good. Really
Another polarizing pick because there's some people that can't stand him. There's a reason why when they had the chance to re-sign Kenny Young and re-sign Alexander Johnson, they chose Josie Jewell.
Yep.
He's just better. He's gotten better every single year. Looked like he was about to explode last year. The quarterback of the defense. I mean, and you new scheme, new coaches. They said we want this guy. Ejiro Evero and his staff said we want this guy to lead our defense.
We talked to
So-
Josie earlier this week, too, and there was a really cool thing that he said. He was asked, do you still focus on the draft and who the Broncos are taking and hope they don't take an inside linebacker? And he said, as the years have gone on, I don't focus on that. And this year, I really didn't focus on it. I was with my kids, and $6 million in guaranteed money for this year will do that. But it's cool to see guys who were 4th-round picks. You're probably getting a spot on the team that first year, and then nothing else is guaranteed to finally feel that security. And the way Josie's played it was cool. Also, really quick, he is 100% coming back from that pec injury. He said in February he became about 100%, so no limitations to him. That's really good.
That's
great.
actually, I mean, it's a tough injury to have, but it's an easy one to get 100% back from.
really good.
There are some injuries where you're not sure if you're going to get 100% back. The pec is one where usually you get all the way back.
Yep.
So
This is an interesting one. I've got a couple options here.
I think I'm down to 2 as well, so if you take one of mine, I'm feeling good.
I'm down to 4.
Okay.
So I guess I'm
Look,
going to
you're
get
gonna
2
be
of
able
them.
to have 2. Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to get 2 of them. That's actually good. I like walking myself through this. I'm going to take one who I think again, fits my culture here and has a bit of a mean streak, likes to put people in the ground. And, plays a position that needs to be that way.
Okay.
I'm going Quinn Miners.
Yeah, really good pick right there. That's a really good one. And first offensive lineman taken off the board.
And maybe the only?
No,
Okay.
No.
All right.
no, not going
The
to
only
be
one,
the only.
only one on my board.
Okay, only one on your board. I'm going to the opposite end, a guy that's going to try to bull rush Quinn Miners during training camp in the offseason, and that is Draymond Jones.
So those were probably my top two at that pick.
And so I said I had two, and then I remembered Quinn Miners, so I actually have a top three, and the other guy, Garrett Bowles.
Oh,
Getting Garrett Bowles as my fifth pick. He wasn't going to be one of my top guys, but getting Garrett Bowles, I feel good value. And with Garrett Bowles, there's some inconsistency there. We've seen, honestly, bad seasons, a couple of bad seasons. We've seen an all-pro season, and then last year was a good season, I would say. So I feel really good getting great value on Garrett here. Why was he not on your board? Mason, would you have considered drafting him with any of your 6 picks?
He was in my 5th round pick.
Okay.
5th round grade on him.
That makes me feel better about him, Mace.
I mean, again, because if we're trying to stay kind of true to this, like my guys, I mean, actually, like one of the picks that I have is going to be way off the radar.
I love it. I love it. Ryan, try to take that guy right now. Try to take Mace's way off the radar guy.
I have a few left here, and I think I will reach a little bit here just because I really want this guy on my team. And maybe I am swayed by that favorite number of mine, but I want Nick Bonito right here.
Oh, okay. The first rookie off the board.
Yep. I'm slowly but surely falling in love with Nick Bonito. The more I watch of him, and maybe I'm talking myself too much into the fact that the teams that the most important teams that the Broncos play don't want to run the ball anyway. And he's just going to be able to speed rush like crazy. Also, I just keep thinking about when the Broncos are up 14-0 early in the game and they just get to start going. Like, Nick Bonito is just going to – I feel like he's going to be out there wreaking havoc.
That's exactly his role.
Yep.
And he fits what the Broncos should be doing. In pass rush situations, he should be on the field.
Absolutely.
Mace, back-to-back to end your draft.
All right, back-to-back.
Doesn't matter which even if you reach here, you could reach as much as you want because you can go with the next guy.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Greg Dulcich with my 5th round.
Okay, I like that.
Is it the hair? What is it?
It's the walk. It's being a walk-on. It's the hair.
Yeah.
It's the nothing about his size says he should be blocking, but he's already a willing blocker. Like he's going to put the effort in. He's going to put the effort in to get better. I think ultimately he will be the every down tight end. It's just a matter of time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But if they tell him, hey, you got to put 10 pounds of muscle on and you've got to keep your speed, he'll do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think this is the guy who will, he'll run through traffic for you.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you'd ask him to do that, but he would. And another guy who'll do that is my last pick. Appropriate because he was a 6th round pick, and that's Matt Henningsen.
Wow. Oh, wow. That is your reach, isn't it? Wow.
A lot of, kind of the same thing.